Alright, let's get some. This is my man, Forvin Godsbane. I've been mapping out his backstory. I'm doing an online dynasty. I'm building an app for it and a little companion blog that'll be automated, which will be really fun. And then I'm launching one with College Football 27 with my brother and maybe a couple friends. And so this is just a test for that. Next time I stream, I'll do next week's game. But let's go ahead and do week 1 here with FIU, the Panthers. I got a fun team. I got some custom players. It's nothing too crazy. I mean, this team's ass, but they've got some fun traits that make them fun to use. Let's edit my uniforms. All right.
Some would call it swag, some call it cockiness, some would call it being a diva. But when you're good, it's not bragging. And elite wide receivers and the confidence they exude often permeates an entire team, and we're going to see a couple of examples of that in this one. Welcome everyone to the home of the FIU Panthers, just outside of Miami and Pitbull Stadium. As we'll see a squad from the SEC, the Florida Gators, taking on a team from Conference USA, the Florida International Panthers. For EA Sports College Football.
Alright, we're live. Nice. Cool.
You alongside David Pollock and Jesse Palmer, and guys can't wait to get this one started. The Gators will kick it off to get us underway. Out of the end zone.
I almost took it to the house in the first play of the season. Alright, I get it. Get out of here.
So the FIU Panthers offense will dial up the first ball plays in this one.
That's my boy Ray Joseph. I got him in a transfer. Top player I got from the portal. He's one of the only 3 good players I could get from the portal.
You should, because these guys can take the top off the defense. You've got 2 very dynamic individuals playing on each offense, and I'm playing quarterback in this game for either team. I am going to take my shots and give my guy an opportunity, because both of these guys, David, have proven they can make circus-level catches.
I mean, when they're not open, they're open. I mean, they can make the dynamic catches, the contested catches. They have this.
Turning it on! Picking up for the first. Just what they were looking for to get this drive rolling. They're out to the 35.
This running back loves running into the teeth of the defense. In between the tackles, he keeps a low pad level, and he's got some speed.
Ball is at the 35. It's first and 10.
We got Scotty Poppins, Static Black, Darren McFadden Jr., Buddy Friend, and Miko L. Jordan.
Use the play fake. Now to throw. Fires left.
Oh, come on. You got to hit that, bro.
Dialed up a shot play, but they couldn't make the connection. All right, guys, let's talk about Florida International. The good news about starting the season outside the top 25, not a lot of lofty expectations. You can sneak up on a few teams, but sooner or later, you're going to want to get that attention.
I'm using the wrong playbook. Yeah, I'll start the game over. That's okay. There it is. That playbook is disgusting. I had ChatGPT. I worked with ChatGPT for 8 hours on it. Let's get some.
Some would call it swag, some call it cockiness, some would call it being a diva. When you're good, it's not bragging. And at least
So we're not going to talk about how my
entire team. We're going to see a couple of examples of that in this one. Welcome everyone
completely
to the FIU Panthers, just
undefeated
outside Miami
first season
at
coaching
Pitt
last
Bull
season.
Stadium. As we'll see a squad from the SEC, the Florida Gators, taking on a team from Conference USA, the Florida International Panthers. For EA Sports College.
Let's just play offense. It's late. No way. We stopped them?
The give to the right.
Nice move, nice move, nice move.
And the defense finally makes the stop after the sweet run and good gain. Now from the 40, it's 1st and 10. The give to the back.
Oh, I shouldn't have juked. I didn't know you were going to get blocked. Nice block.
2nd and 4. Let's take a minute to look at Florida International. The only important expectations are the ones inside the program. But when you start the season on the outside of the rankings looking in, it can give you a little bit of an edge, can it?
Yeah, they want to prove to everybody they should have been ranked coming into this year. These players are angry. They feel like they're being disrespected, and they want to make a point to the entire college football world with a big win today.
And you hear it all season, and you see it every year. The teams come out of nowhere, and they feel like they've got a lot of potential, a lot of high-ranked players in the squad, and they're going to put it together, and then they'll get themselves into those rankings.
Oh, let's go. Oh, get the fuck out of here.
And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing. They strike first, and that opening drive of the season could not have gone better.
Man.
Guys, FIU ready to go back to work on offense. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with his 7-0 lead. He is going
Oh, that's his own read. I didn't.
I like offenses being creative. I'm not sure if that was the best place to call that play. I think this offense needs to think about just doing things a little bit more by the book. They've got a lot of good playmakers. You don't have to reinvent the wheel this early in the game.
Throws to the wideout.
Talking about Scotty Poppins.
You know, if you're going to complete some of these deep crossing patterns, the offensive line has got to be able to hold up because you know that receiver, it's going to take him time to get where he needs to be. So everybody up front
Let's
really
go.
has to do a nice job of creating a clean pocket for the QB to throw from. Really good execution.
FIU comes out with a fresh set of downs. Looking to throw on 1st down. Working the middle, it's complete. All right, guys, let's talk about Florida International. The portal can work wonders if you have specific goals.
Yeah, I crushed the
Breathe a
portal.
little new life and energy into the program. David, these guys went in there, got a nice little haul that really could set them up for success this season.
They did, and they didn't go bonkers and go crazy, Jesse. I like how they just saw a couple guys that they thought fit their system, fit their culture, and now they're bringing them in so they can rise the tide of this team.
Yeah, this feels like a curated roster, right? They only had a few holes that they had to fill up, but they went out, they put their effort into finding the right guy. They feel like they've upgraded their roster.
Hell yeah, we upgraded the roster.
On 3rd and short, trying to impose their will and move the chains.
Jeez, what a
The
beast.
freshman brought down after a
We
really
injured
nice
somebody
run
on the
there.
way. Let's go.
Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Panthers kept this drive moving on the ground, now back to work. Might as well give it to him again. Got the first down.
Get out of my way, bro.
My, 41 yards rushing already. You want to talk about establishing the running game? They're doing that in the season opener. And the Panthers pounded the rock to move the sticks, now back to work. Send the tight end in motion. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Knocked away, incomplete, and quarters get tight in the red zone.
And I think on that last play, it's an example of the quarterback trying to predetermine who he wants to throw to, and instead of letting the defense dictate who gets the ball. Man coverage, that guy was not.
And here comes the heat, and they get home, and they get him at the 21.
Nice job by this defense here. They didn't do a good enough job on the last drive, but man, we got to get to the quarterback, affect him, get him in predictable situations like you did right here now on 3rd and long.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, a check down would be the last resort.
Oh, come on. You got to catch that, buddy.
Despite some serious arm strength shown there.
And the offense got themselves in a tough situation. 3rd and long, so hard to execute, especially when the field starts to shrink. But the good news is they got a field goal in their back door.
Never a doubt. Hold on just a second, guys. Flag on the play.
No way. Is that a first?
Can't make
Shut
contact
up.
with the kicker like that. A costly special teams penalty. You've got to know your path in front of the kicker. Offense comes back on the field. There's no real good spot on the field for a roughing the kicker penalty, but I'd say putting the offense in the red zone is extra bad. He's brought down at the 6th, but the defense feeling the heat to make a stop here.
What? I should have quarterback draw in there. What the hell?
Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. Now on the move. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. They want to pick up this 3rd down and get a fresh set with 1st and goal.
Golly!
And again, stopped right in his tracks.
Alright,
Nowhere
all
to
that for
run.
another fucking field goal.
Here comes the field goal unit as they'll try to take the 3. It's good, and that was dead solid. And now the lead is even bigger.
Kicker's a beast.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down
Why is
the
he so
middle, that
big?
obviously gives me.
Oh my god, we stopped him again. No way is my defense doing this well.
The Florida International offense is back on the field. They built a quick double-digit lead now to try to get this offense really humming. From the shotgun now, here's an inside kick.
Jesus. Buddy.
Defense scoops it up, and he's headed the other way. They drag him down.
Why did I run into that block
but the
first of all? That guy's
defense forced
huge.
a big turnover.
Oh, and it's a hit like that that will absolutely light up the sideline, light up the...
That's tough. No, my defense is stout. Maybe they just suck. Alright.
Put this one in play, first snap of
Oh
the
my
drive
God, is he
to
hurt?
25. The running back has it. Pass the sticks, and he may get more. Good ball, good execution as they move the chains, and they have a first down at the 38. So they move the sticks on the run. Let's see what they do with this one. Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again. He stopped at the 48. They pick up a 10 on the play.
I don't
give this guy
understand. Where's
one
McFadden?
inch, one little crease, he puts his foot in the ground, he gets north fast.
Jesus.
And that one is incomplete. It's the end of the first quarter. We've reached the break. It's FIU with the lead. One period in the books, and let's take a look at the stats. They flipped into the field, and we're ready to play.
Alright. How odd.
So second down here as we're back at it after the break. Here's the handoff. An explosive play to
Talking
the
about,
running
buddy.
game as he's got the first down.
Wow, 4 plays on this drive by the offense. They already got 3 first downs. We knew they had a lot of playmakers coming into this game. And
Golly,
they're showing that
you
right
gotta
now. This
catch that,
defense is going to
man.
have to make a play at some point here and stop the bleeding.
And the big tight end, a lot of times that's a bigger strike zone, a bigger dude, and you can tell they put the hit on him, and that ball came out, and it came to the turf. Nice job playing physical by this defense.
Toss to the outside. Nice move there. He now has 62 yards on the ground. A very productive first half here in the season opener.
Yeah, this offense is going to try to run the ball and do it in a variety of ways. You'll see zone reads. You'll just see straight downhill running. We'll get the toss play going as well to try to keep this defense on the field.
Breaks into the opening. Not enough to move the sticks. First down from the 17.
I'm always fucking these people up
Man
when I
down
play.
on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. FIU comes out with a fresh set of downs. They'll throw it from the red zone. Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance.
Well, they're trying to get the big fella the football in the passing game, but they haven't been able to do that yet. He is a really nice target with his size and his athleticism.
He's supposed to be a
But
nice
him and the
target.
QB,
He's
they
sucking right
just
now.
don't seem to be on the same page right now.
Gonna swing it on second down. The sweet feet buy a little time. They get him on the ground, but not before he rumbles all the way to the 5.
You can say that's a quarterback, or you can call him a running back. I mean, goodness gracious, he's dropping back to throw the football, but when he sees a hole, his eyes get big, and he just explodes through it. Everybody's trying to catch him, trying to get to him, just chewing up yards so easily.
He wants to change this route. He'll dial up the run on first and goal. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Panthers.
And this offense is firing on all cylinders right now. Starting the year, game 1, creating
McFadden with 2.
and separation at the end of this first half. But you can see why so many people are really excited about this offense this season.
FIU gets it back, and the Panthers will send the offense back onto the field. You want to talk about a drive where you impose your will? That's what they did, running it down for a touchdown, David.
There is nothing more demoralizing than that for a defense. To be physically pounded, the run is coming, you know it's coming, and you can't stop it.
Nothing
buddy.
the defense can do. That is mano-a-mano up front, and your guys getting a push. They know you're running it, and they still can't stop it.
you gotta hit that hole harder, man. That's so much green grass in front of you.
The counter run play is really tricky for defenses to stop because it forces you to play with great eye discipline. Everything in pre-snap is telling you the ball's going to the strong side, but now they run it back weak and they're pulling offensive linemen. This defense better be...
Oh, he's got some space.
Woo! Let's go! What a fucking monster!
Nice catch and good work afterwards to get it into the end zone.
And it's not an accident they'll feature this guy. His second receiving touchdown in the game. That's your job as a coach. Find my playmakers, get them the ball so they can do damage and have games like this right here.
He's such a little track star, man. That's crazy.
Guys, FIU ready to go back to work on offense. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute it.
And it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep plowing it on until they find an answer.
Well, the offensive line has got to give him at least a little bit of time to survey the field. He had no chance that time, getting hit almost immediately after he got the ball.
Wrecked.
So now it's 2nd and long. Leaves it with the back. A confident, tough, efficient run gets it up to the 44. He has 89 yards on the ground, and he wanted to make a first impression, and he's doing that in this opening game. Throws for the tight end. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up. FIU will line up to punt. First time we've seen their punt team this afternoon. You'd think they would have had...
Nice.
The Florida International offense is back on the field. You get field position like this, and you're not likely to punt the way they did the last time they had the ball.
Yeah, great job by the defense, setting them up with an opportunity to get some points on the board quickly.
This is an opportunity you got to capitalize on this field possession. You must come away with points here if you're on offense.
They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down.
No!
And it'll be
Bad throw.
incomplete. This defense
behind
is
him.
physical and pass deep.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
This freshman quarterback is slinging it out there to pick up that first down. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Snag down in the air. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall. Might be calling a hot route. Just keep slinging it.
Let's go! Scotty Poppins!
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that
Was that 3 passing touchdowns in the first half?
If this
Dang.
quarterback gets through his progression, Dave, and gets you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy, the connection between quarterback, wide receiver. You can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
They take over late and have enough time to put together a drive. Gotta protect the merchandise. Gets down without taking a hit. Wide receivers everywhere on 2nd and 6. Looking to fire. Immediately fires to the middle. He'll get a fresh set down, stopped at the 31-yard line.
Man, it's so important when you play QB. I got to know when to put some air on it, and I got to know when to rocket that thing in there. Work in the middle of the field. He knew he needed the rocket. Threw it in there. Great job, great catch.
Wants to throw on 1st down. Firing to the right, complete. Brought down at the 47, but not before he ripped off 15.
Right. 2nd quarter, getting closer to the half. Offense is still having a lot of success, stringing some 1st downs together. Defense is going to need to figure something out before they get to halftime.
Golly, you got to go faster than that, buddy.
And this one will be stopped for no gain. He sends 2 wideouts right, 2 to the left on 2nd and 9. Might be changing the route. Wants to go up top. And some room to work. They'll knock him down, and that'll take us to halftime. That's going to wrap up the first half. Here and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Gentlemen, what else is new? A really raucous environment there in Miami. And in this day and age where quarterbacks chuck it all over the field, how refreshing to see 2 offenses rely on off-tackle left, off-tackle right, and even a few halfback dives. Physical offensive lines and elusive backs have told the story. A throwback to the halcyon days of 3 yards and a cloud of dust. That said, let's get back to the field and our guys in the booth to start the second half.
All right, Kevin, about ready to get things cranked back up here. The Gators will try to kick this one deep to get things underway in the second half. The returner will field it and try to do some business. Nice job. Him at the 16. FIU gets it back, and the Panthers will send the offense back onto the field. If it's working, why change it? And that running game was working in the first half. I am turning it on! That's plenty for the first down, and they stop him at the 28.
The defense has got to be able to make play at some point here in the second half. You're down 2 possessions. You need to steal a possession badly. You need to have a takeaway. The coverage is going to have to be way tighter than on that last throw. Otherwise, this offense is just going to go up and down the field.
And he'll go out of bounds.
What a beast. That was nuts.
Carve this defense into tiny slices.
Man, we knew coming into this game just how explosive this offense could be, and a big part of that is their ability to throw the football. They've scored a ton of points.
Popped.
And it's because they can generate plays like that. When this quarterback sees the one-on-one matchup he wants, he is not afraid to pull the trigger, and he hits a big throw there.
That last big play has them in position to threaten here. 1st and 10 from the 37. Running back searching for a hole. Creates a little room. He's loose.
Oh, you gotta be faster than that, man.
Before he stopped.
What a big-time run for this offense. A physical run, getting down, almost scoring the touchdown.
Yeah, and considering how well they're running it right now, why wouldn't you just hand it off to this guy right here again?
They've really got this offense humming. Just a 4th play of the drive, and it's 1st and goal. He'll set up to throw. Under fire. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Guys, FIU ready to go back to work on offense. They took advantage of outstanding field position the last time they had it, and now they'll have a little more work to do to get on the board. And he works his way forward and finally down at the 15.
And winning first downs is a priority for a defense, and you can't get bludgeoned. You can't get physically beat at the point of attack. You know the percentages. It's usually pretty good on first down that they're going to run the football. So them getting that big jump, getting it second and short, not a good job by this defense.
Tight ends are security blankets for quarterbacks, especially in situations like that, right? You don't need a lot of yards. Just find the big fella, put it on him, get the first down.
Looking downfield on first down. The quarterback can make a big play when he starts moving around. Just couldn't find an open man. He'll get rid of it, and it'll be second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. He leaves it with the back. Didn't find a lot of room. Let's give him 2 out to the 20.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes.
Jesus.
Quarterback goes
No.
at the 11-yard.
No.
Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out.
I'll straight up quit the game. Looks like we're running for the rest of the game, boys.
FIU will line up to punt. This will be a second time they've had to kick it away. Makes the catch, wants to make a move upfield.
Over
He
pursuit
did a
on that
great
one.
job finding. The Florida International offense is back on the field. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, hoping for better fortune this time around. Runs ahead and powers his way for 4 yards out to the 30.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to play.
Great pickup as they'll keep this drive moving, and they've got it at the 45.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical and they're trying to stay on the field.
Now a first down from the 45-yard line. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
They're trying to run the football. There's just nowhere to go for the ball carrier inside. He tried to bounce it to the outside. That linebacker way too fast. He met him there and forced the TFL.
Incomplete thanks to the great defensive pressure that sort of threw them out of rhythm.
This guy is very proud about his accuracy. That's why he's one of the better quarterbacks in all of college football. And that time, ball just got away from him a little bit. It's going to set up third down.
Some third down conversions tougher than others. This one, a long one on third down from the 43. From the gun, wants to pass. Takes a hit as he fires.
No. Dude, we're falling apart right now.
He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back. FIU gets it back, and the Panthers will send the offense back onto the field. They'll give it to the back. Made a defender miss. Stopped at the 43 after the 15-yard pickup. After a big gainer on that first play, now they can really go for it on 1st and 10. There's the pressure.
Gotta get it out.
Those two failed to make the connection. It's an incomplete pass.
That's what this defense has to do, guys. They've got to knock this quarterback down to the ground. He's already thrown a couple of TDs. The only way you're going to stop that is with good quarterback pressure.
Puts it out on the screen. And it's pretty obvious there was a big hole in that screen, and the defense ran right through it.
And on those screen passes, I want those defensive linemen to run right up the field, and I want to throw it right over their head where I got some space and I can get my running back going. That is the opposite of what happened right there. There was no space. He couldn't even get going.
They've got some work to do on this 3rd and long from the 40. He's looking downfield to throw. Trying to escape and get it. There he goes. Picks up the first down and gets down to avoid contact.
Really nice job on the scramble that time. He saw an opening, he went out and got the first down with his legs. He's killing this defense right now. Throwing it, he's now doing it running as well. Anything this guy wants to do is working.
FIU set up with another first down. They'll move the wide receiver. The give to the back. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
No doubt offense wants to keep running the football to win this game, but I'm wondering if they're starting to go to the well too often. They got to start showing some new wrinkles here in the second half.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Back to pass. Fires to the midfield. He's close to the first down, but they're going to mark him just a little short. Look, you can't take away everything, right? So you give them that and rally and make a solid tackle.
Yeah, and a lot of times in zone coverage, I like when I can get all the eyes on the quarterback. I like when I can see the routes and see him develop in the middle. And you could tell they had keys on the tight end. He wasn't going anywhere after he caught that football.
They'll go to the air on 3rd and short. Finds his tight end. Comes from the tackle. Got it out of bounds at the 22. Good play for this offense as they are threatening to score.
And that's a great job executing the drag route. You just bring the big fella across the formation, wait for him to come open. The quarterback does a good job seeing him, finds him in the hole, hits him. Perfect job.
They'll be pulled down after a good run. They'll mark it at the 15.
That's a big key for this offense. Now, you've got the lead here in the second half. You want to run the football. You've got to just keep getting positive yards. You got to keep the third downs manageable so you can stay on the field, bleed the clock. That's going to be the key for this offense and their team winning the game.
What a day it's been on the ground for these two guys, and they just seem to get stronger as the game goes along as we take a look at the numbers. Here comes the 4th. Time to see who steps up, who makes the winning plays to take home that W. Chance to mull things over. Let's see how they start the final period here on 2nd down. To the ground with the back. This time they stop him behind the line of scrimmage, and boy, that has been rare in this one.
And that's exactly what you want to do as a defense, man. You want to get penetration and not let that tank get downhill. Because when he gets downhill with that weight and that size, it could be a problem for your defense. Get him before he gets started.
One of the best compliments you can pay a running back is they get stronger as the game goes on. This guy's been awesome all game long, and you're seeing it here in the 4th quarter. He's trying to ice this thing and close it out, still running strong.
They'll try the run. He's brought down just running hard in the red zone, and he'll be just a few inches short.
Man, it's so nice to have a guy that you can depend on. Like, this offense is built around him for a reason. Just a good running back. You can see gets to go south, doesn't dance, picks up positive yards, breaks tackles. He's just a really good player, and that's why this offense runs through him. And the defense is going to have more plays like this. He has had a ball game so far, running wild all day long.
Golly!
over 100 yards already in this game. So if I'm on defense here, I'm adding more guys to the box, anticipating that they're going to continue to give this guy touches today.
Ball is at the 3-yard line. They can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone, but they'll need to move forward here on 4th and short. He'll keep it on the sneak. He's stopped just short of the goal line, but they'll have it first and goal from the 1.
Yeah, and 4th and inches, you know what's coming. You know they're going to run the quarterback sneak, but it's one of the hardest plays in football to stop. You got to find a way to dive from the defensive line spot and stop the feet of the quarterback, and they couldn't do it. And listen, they only needed inches. That's what makes it so difficult to stop.
They're trying to slam it in. Touchdown, Panthers. And they take it in for 6 more points.
And man, a lot of times late in games, you see offenses, they get very conservative, very predictable, and then they leave it in the hands of their defense. I like this execution, man. The offense continues to do what they do, and they take the 2-score lead in the 4th.
Guys, FIU ready to go back to work on offense. If you like old-fashioned, grind-it-up, run-over football, that last touchdown drive was for you, Jesse.
That was impressive, man. Great blocking up front and tough physical running by these ball carriers there.
And now you wonder how the defense responds. Like, are they going to get way more aggressive just trying to stop the run? I got to do something to break the rhythm of that running game.
Now the play fake. Unloads to the wideout. And that pass will be jarred loose on 2nd down. That brings up 3rd down.
Well, it was a good throw. It was a good route, but it was the hit that forced that incompletion.
From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a first down at the 43.
I think one of the biggest reasons why the scoreboard looks the way it does is this offense has been dominant on 3rd down. They have found a way to stay on the field. They do it again here late, running the ball on 3rd.
The Panthers come to the line with a new set of downs. Hand off from the gun. He has the first and still on his feet. Plenty of room on that play. They find their way to the 36.
This guy's been special today. Coming into this one, they thought they had an opportunity really to get him going, running the football, and he has delivered. You've seen the speed, the vision, his ability to break tackles. Well over 100 rushing yards in this game, and that's why they have a nice lead here late.
And the Panthers are on the move. Trying to turn the corner on the right. Snuffed out behind the line of scrimmage, and we have not seen much of that. What a day he's had so far.
That's such a great physical play by the defense, because this is one of the bigger, more physical running backs you'll see in the country, and we're used to seeing him push the pile the other direction, not that time. It's the big guys up front on defense getting penetration, and they're sending him back for a tackle.
I know you can play these late game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football, you preserve the lead, you got great field position, you're in a great position to salt this clock away and get a W.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. On 3rd and long, trying to convert through the air. Finds his target down the middle. What a play there, and he rips off a big one all the way to the 16-yard line.
Well, this guy's been a go-to guy for this offense all game long. We've seen that, and here on a critical 3rd down late in the game with the lead, guess who shows up with another big one? That guy.
FIU mounting a threat in the red zone. Trying to cap this drive with a pass. And he throws down the gut of the defense. It's incomplete.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone. They did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open. And that's why that one fell incomplete.
Lets it fly. And he was going for the touchdown there. They couldn't make the connection.
Oftentimes as a quarterback, when you have success early, you earn the right to take more shots. I think that's what you're seeing now in this game. We're here late. They're still throwing it deep because this quarterback's thrown 3 touchdown passes. He's proven to his coach that he can get it done and he can make the right decisions and not put his offense in harm's way. And that's why you're still seeing them throw it vertically downfield.
And the field goal unit is on the field.
Fuck me.
Not a chance. The Florida International offense is back on the field. A really nice job methodically driving down the field the last time they had it, but the missed field goal ruined the drive. Rushes on him. And the quarterback will take a sack back at the 36. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. The Panthers trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Smart move to keep it on the ground. Pass to Stinson, still on his feet. Brings him down at the 48. It's a gain of 15 and a first down.
No mystery on that play. With the lead, we are going to run the ball. You know it's coming, and we are running right at you. Right into the teeth of the defense, and they're still able to get a nice game.
They'll line up right at the 48-yard line on 1st and 10. The give it to the tailback. Got the 35. Defense needs to regroup as he gets it down to the 26. Quick timeout call by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. To the ground, he's got it again. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. I'd expect we're going to get another dose of the running game at this point, even though it's 2nd and 11. Looking to fire. Get it out on the screen. And that did not work. Defense smelled that one out from the beginning. They're within field goal range at the 29. Let's see if they can pick up a few or the first down on 3rd and long. Absolutely nowhere to go as this defense makes a 3rd down stop. And it looks as if they're going to try a field goal. The offense wastes no time getting the timeout call.
Timeout, Florida International.
FIU will line up to punt. Let's see if he can help the coverage team out with this one. Punt is in the air. Wanted to make sure not to give them out of bounds. We'll see what they can do on this drive as it starts at the 8. To the air, it's Harold. Snagged in the middle, it's Jackson. And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup. To the air on 2nd down. Bringing the heat. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down. Trying to pick up a 1st down. 3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Man, did he pay for it with that hit as he got rid of the ball.
After that incompletion, 4th and long now on your own side of the field, you're trailing in the 4th quarter. What's your go-to play call here in the passing game? Where's the matchup that you trust in to come up with a big one and give yourself a chance to stay alive and win this game?
He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Got it in the middle, it's Jacobs. And they finally make the tackle, but this will be a pretty easy conversion for this offense. And the Gators are in the hurry-up. They get the timeout call with 7 seconds left on the clock. The offense getting set for a first down from the 45. To the air on first down. There's a hit. Escapes the second. He'll off one deep down the left side. And that ball is intercepted at the goal line. The defense making a play to put an exclamation point on this one, and that ought to do it. The old coaching cliche, go 1-0 every week, and for the first week they get it done.
Great start to the season. That's what you want to come out. Find a way to win. Was it perfect? Absolutely not. You're going to find things to work on throughout the season. But 1-0, that's where you want it to be.
I think if you're the coaching staff of this winning team, you've got to like what you've just seen. First game of the year, there was tremendous effort on the field. Guys flying around, flying to the football, trying to make the plays necessary to win this game. They definitely made a few mistakes, but that's what practice is for. If you're the coaching staff, I think you're very, very positive right now moving forward.
That will put the wrap on things from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. You've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.